back with Embers of the Phoenix, session 24. Do you guys remember what happened last time or what you're up to today?
Last time we finished our quest.
You're trying to steal my thunder, huh?
I was trying to see if I could remember it, but my brain has been so fried. So no, I remember parts of it. I do not remember all of it. We managed to get back Fabian, who turned out to be correct. Oh yeah, I remember part of this because, like bosses, and definitely not because John botched it up all over the place, we were able to teleport away, overcoming the strength of dimensional anchor. And definitely not thanks to a previous party having had their own failures with dimensional anchor, much to John's positivity.
It's a bad spell. This is terrible.
It has a lot of negatives, but if it hits and does what it's supposed to do, it is very strong. But it has to do all those things.
True.
But yeah, what other details you got, Whitney?
So Cal Fiend Ite was the wizard that came with us. Zoo got fog cutting glasses. I took the alchemical balls in the bag of concealment. Gabby had given us a rough map of the relevant part of the prison. We expected guards to be nearby, and we weren't sure about the cell next to him. Walls were 2 to 3 inches thick of stone, with some magical protection. We got gloves of reconnaissance. We teleported a bit outside of Uno, and I tried to kind of stealth ahead to get the lay of the land. We decided to say we were coming from the circus and just traveling, and then the zoo had to pay a toll because of having Big. I always forget to say her damn name, Calfiend. Summoned was it called an air method? Doesn't sound right.
Yes.
Is it? Okay. To help us scout near the prison. And so that gave us a heads up that when you're flying, you can get really close and nothing happens. But when you got close to the ground, something started to come up through the sand. So we tried stalking your guard to see if we could get some info. That ended up going very poorly. Heard him talking in Orin and tried to get into this, I don't know, it was like a club, but like into this whatever building, and tried to bribe them, and the guard was very skeptical, and they got into combat, and she got him in a pretty bad spot, but he ended up going inside and wouldn't talk. So then we just decided to see what happens. So she went up and put the gloved hands on the prison. That looked like Flavian was in there. The cell and both him and the cell looked very cold, yet like he was shivering even though he's dressed warmly and it's not cold outside. So we decide finally to teleport right next to the prison. Sand Golem, 2 of them I think came out as we were in the process of bombing the prison cell wall. They tried to hold Flavian, which didn't work, as you mentioned. Tried to hold me, that didn't work. And there was some other creature that started coming out of the cell, but we were able to teleport away. So we got back to Gabby, and Waz let Gabby know that she may have been identified by a guard. The plan is that the wizard will teleport Flavian to Bissy in Aldebaran tomorrow. And then Waz tried to send a message to Judge D while he was sleeping, just to say his old party misses him and hopes he is well.
Very good. Anything else you guys want to get on the agenda before we kind of just go into what's going on?
Not particularly for me.
Okay. Yeah, you guys. Yeah, you guys did a good job, passed the mission, and as I said last time, you kind of have a downtime while Gabby waits for word from Bystium, like what's next kind of thing. So yeah, you guys came back. It was kind of the next day as you did your dream stuff, but is there anything in particular you guys want to get done over some downtime? You guys want to meet up, talk to each other about how you think your things are doing? Anything specific you want to do, or you kind of just want to go about the city, see what's going on, or?
I feel like I had things in mind. All right, so I've been thinking on a lot of stuff, and right now, I've not been utilizing some of the stuff we could be utilizing a little better. So you remember when I gave you those monkeyfish potions?
Mm-hmm.
I think it would be better if I plan to give you guys more stuff like that. I've been having some issues trying to decide on what and when. But I think in the last battle it might have been more useful. But how well are you all able to drink potions?
What do you mean? Some stuff? Fine.
I mean, does it take you a while to drink them? Like, I'm gonna tap on my jacket. This little thing here, this lets me drink without having to drink. But I don't know if it'll work with my extracts. I haven't really tried it.
The sipping jackets are in the other game, right?
Yes, but I have a sipping jacket on this character
I know,
specifically, which is where... Yeah.
Keep myself straight. I mean, it takes me a minute, like I was gonna say like I'm a human, but so it's not immediate impact.
Right, you'd say it probably takes you like 3.5 seconds to drink it.
Yeah, about that. I usually count my actions in half seconds. So.
Well, you want to be precise, right?
You do in this situation, clearly.
Well, I think it's important. We need to get down to like the brass tacks of what we're doing here.
In half seconds.
I mean, yeah, you don't count part of the way through when you're counting. You know, like if you say 1 thou and then you know half, right?
I would say about 3.5 is right.
So I think one of the things that I want to do is I want to try using my extracts in the sipping jacket. This is something I recently picked up, and the plan was I was going to make potions for people as well. But that has not really worked out the way I intended, and that requires a lot of money and research and resource gathering. But still could be done if need be.
Mm-hmm. Sipping jacket's pretty expensive.
Can't remember. They are 5,000 GP.
That's pricey. Do you think it would be a worthwhile investment for the two of us to get them?
If it manages to work, otherwise making the potions gets exponentially more expensive.
Without the sipping jacket?
Yes. Well, no,
I mean,
with the sipping jacket, we'd be paying for each of the jackets, and we'd be paying for the potions individually.
hmm. I mean, it seems like it could be a good investment, but I understand what you're saying about the concern and cost. I think if you're wanting to make more extracts for us, I mean, I'd be interested in using them.
Okay. And if by some chance this doesn't work, John, I think Waz would like to try to go to Ronald and see if there's some way together they can work on a way to make them work.
Yeah, that's perfectly fair. I don't see why it wouldn't work.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, I mean, for most intents and purposes, they're sort of the same things, so...
Yeah.
All right, then that's something I will add to the list of acquirables. Is there any training or anything you guys want to do, or maybe we could just try to make some scratch?
I mean, hey, if we make some scratch, that would help fund these extracts and jackets, right?
Yeah.
Seems like a good idea to me. I mean, I always can do more training in my downtime, but you know, it's not something that requires a huge block of time. I'll just kind of try and get it in whenever if there's space.
What are we looking at on Gabby's timeline? Sorry, that was supposed to be out of character. What are we looking at on Gabby's timeline? Does he give us like an estimate for how long?
He gives you like a guaranteed you have like 3 days of downtime, but after that, he's not sure how long it's going to take Bissy to get back to him, what needs to be done next.
Okay. I would ask Gabby then if we wanted to look into the stuff that was going on in that cave northwest of, not the other one. I can't. Oh wait, can I get to the maps? No, is there a way to get to the map still?
No. I can bring you. Want to go on world map?
Yeah, can you get me to the world map?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, so Komodo, those mountains that were up there, there were the goblins that were coming from them.
Mm-hmm.
Is there a way, like, would Gabby be willing to let us go out there and at least try to venture in a bit and see what we run into, or does he think that's too risky?
You guys can pretty much do what you want, but if you're asking his opinion on it, how are you planning on getting there?
That is part of what I'm asking, is if he would be willing to, like, connect us with somebody who could teleport us, or at least to the outskirts. If that's not plausible, that's fine. I can understand that.
Yeah, there's no one who's gonna like be familiar with that area to teleport.
Okay. Yeah,
That
it's
at
like
least
out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
But if that goblin that we had shared information with them, then we could get somewhere close to there. Or at least
True.
try. But yeah, it would be it may be unreliable. We may end up in the middle of the desert over here, or over here, or over here, or over here.
It's fine, we'll just travel the whole continent.
Yeah, so if you really want to do that, you'd have to like request they share memory with the goblin to like get a lay of the land. Then you could feasibly get a teleport there.
What's the highest likelihood of them getting us there? Like, could they estimate it based on the information they could
They're
get?
confident they can get you there pretty accurately.
Okay. I mean, it seems like if there's some sort of unfair goblin shenanigans, it might be worth our time trying to find out what. I don't want goblins being run by giants. There might be money there.
I thought when you said get some scratch, you meant earn money.
Yeah, I sometimes multiple paths are going in my head, and you're right, goblins may not have a lot of money, especially if we're going to be freeing them. Liberation campaign is probably not profitable.
Yeah. I wanted to bring up that seemed like a different plan.
No, that's fair.
So you guys are talking about this, I'll say, at an early lunch. And through your walks through town, I just wanted to bring up something that's kind of... You notice a change in the overall atmosphere of everyone around here.
I also noticed a change on this map. There's a giant Bissy and a giant Queen of Rachel.
Yeah. Those are the big players going on here. But yeah, you kind of notice these new... So when you've been around the city, as I look for the proper audio track, have you been... So the times you've been around the city of Rachel, it's been rather... Like, there's no symbologies or flags or banners. It's kind of like a big metropolis city, people doing their own thing. Everyone knows the queen is the queen and so forth, but there's no, like, reminders of like where you are or like, you know, the biggest thing I can remember is like there's some American cities or Canadian cities where you'll see like a Canadian flag or an American flag every 2 seconds. That kind of just reminds you like where you are. But here, it's if you didn't know if you just like woke up and didn't know where you were, you wouldn't have any idea you were in Rachel.
Right, I would have to ask somebody. I wouldn't just be able to walk up and be like, you know, it doesn't say like Rachel's Costco or whatever.
Yeah, but this day.
Rachel.
This day, you notice a lot of hubbub around the city. There are mages soaring through the sky, people unraveling these banners down the walls, all the same banner, all the same.
What do the banners say?
Yes, I will show you. These banners get unrolled everywhere. Kind of like along the walls, shops that had a space for like an empty banner or anything like that. These are just being rolled out. These mages are kind of flying around, unrolling these banners on places, magically affixing them to places. Anyone with a knowledge, history, or nobility can make sense of it. If not, you can use diplomacy to ask around what these are.
Use diplomacy
because
that is one of the knowledge sets I don't have.
Very good. You can quickly ascertain this is the coat of arms for the Argoth family, which is the queen's family.
Yep.
Which is somewhat odd.
Argoth.
Yeah, her family name is Argoth. It's not the symbol of Argarthia. It is literally her family coat of arms. It is the person you're speaking to is an elderly, middle-aged dwarf. Well, I mean, he has a gray beard, so you assume he's elderly.
Right. But he's in the upper middle end of his lifespan.
Yeah, so he kind of tells you, it's an odd sight. I've never seen this before. It's He identifies the coat of arms, but he said I had not seen this coat of arms in the last hundred-ish years.
Yeah, they're acting like there's some sort of territorial dispute.
He strokes his beard. These are strange times.
I would have thought somebody died, but I guess not.
Yeah, he shakes his head. No deaths but it is strange. I get the feeling she's kind of arousing support for her specifically instead of her position. It's almost like she's declaring this place as her family's instead of the line of succession of king and queen.
I mean, if that's what she wants, she can have it.
Yeah.
Unless the people decide otherwise, right?
Kind of shrugs. I'm not too involved in the politics of this place, but I get my own dwarven problems to worry about. But yes, it seems like there's some sort of civil war.
Yeah,
is
rumor has it
brewing.
there's some kind of hammer thing, right? How are you feeling about the hammer?
Oh, you've heard of it?
Yeah, it's come up a couple of times.
It's reached even the non-dwarves. Yes, a lot of dwarves are contemplating heading home to the north.
Do you feel like you can call this new queen the true ruler, or are you just letting the hammer make the decision?
No, I'm old enough to know that even if this were a proper claim, you'd have to claim the hammer yourself. I heard she got some adventuring party to bring it to her. There's no dwarf respect to a leader like that.
I would think so. I mean, that seems like the kind of thing that, yeah. Hell, that would be like me, bringing a sandwich to somebody and claiming I made it.
Kind of furrows his brow. Maybe. I never heard of such saying, but...
I am not really doing a good job on this.
But in the general demeanor across the city, as you're speaking with this guy, you notice everyone just seems more uptight, anxious. You do notice that a lot more people are kind of... This is the first time I'm kind of giving you a little more explanation of you walking around the city. You'll notice that a lot of people actually recognize you guys based on your not you, Waz, but I guess just Ozrin and Zoo. A lot of people recognize you by name and face, and they'll kind of, for the first time, be more approaching you and getting your thoughts on this. Like some of the people that were working in the mines that you secured, they kind of walk on by and they see you talking to this dwarf, and they kind of get your thoughts on what's going on. Several people that you've helped over the past months, and tangentially, some of you don't recognize, but you'll notice you are drawing a bit of a, not a crowd, but 10 to 15 people will build up and just kind of getting your thoughts on what's going on. Do you express your opinion at all when they kind of gather around and ask what you think about this? They mostly look to Ozrin and Zoo.
I don't like the crowd. I stay quiet.
You just stay silent when they say, like, oh, Ozrin and Zoo, what do you think?
I figured Waz would speak up.
They don't really address Waz. They don't know who.
Yeah, if Waz is not being addressed, Waz will.
I know, but Waz is the leader of the party.
When Ozrin stays silent, kind of looking to Waz, they look over to Waz, but they mostly look over to Zoo. See, they've heard Zoo express his opinions.
Yeah, when she really understands what's going on.
They think you do. You've been around. You've been making some big moves that they've heard about anyway, and they kind of just gather around. They say, we know Ozrin's always tight-lipped, but Zoo, you usually have something to say. What do you think about all this?
It's interesting to get the perspective of somebody who's an outsider to all these things.
Who are you?
So you remember that big, hairy dwarf guy?
Yeah, where's Ronald? We liked him better.
Yeah, I figured people would say that.
No offense, but Ronald just seemed like we would ask this question, he would say something by now, but all of you are so quiet.
Well, I didn't want to intrude. I mean, I have my own opinions, but they're pretty close to what I think Ronald's are. But I think maybe it is best to actually hang on a sec. I'm gonna scurry off real quick, and I'm gonna try to get
crowd
Ronald.
looks confused, and they murmur among themselves, "Is this why I like the dwarf better?" Yeah.
I want to try to like bring Ronald up for this.
Sure. Yeah, you can find his blacksmithing shop, and he will be already
I
have
have a quitter in? Ooh, interesting.
he will have seen these banners being displayed. He himself having to throw one over his shop. And yeah, you can kind of bring him out to address this little crowd that's developed.
All right. It seems you're all very interested in the goings-on here.
Ronald, we knew you were around.
I am. Just much to do, much to do.
These guys are lost without you. They don't know what to say.
I wouldn't say they're lost. It's just not their place. Their place isn't speaking, their place is doing. What we are looking at here is the Queen feeling uncomfortable in her current position. It's very strange that she would, if she's been running her city the way that it should be and taking care of the country in the way that it needs to be. I don't think she would be quite so nervous, but she thinks she's doing a good job. Why do you need to put banners up all over the place to remind people who's in charge? I would think that you would just do it. In my opinion, she's a little uncomfortable with the upcoming war. She needs to align people under a banner. And maybe she feels that one of the country is too weak. Maybe she feels that too many people disagree with this coming war. This idea that she's trying to spread, that Maldonia is responsible wholly for the death of that cleric. The reality, though, is that she's been trying to go to war for some years. The word is, she was trying to go to war after the dragons attacked Maldonia. Take advantage of a country in their weakest state. Is that something that we do? Are we monsters? Are we barbarians? No. If you look amongst what I've brought together as a team, we are what people would call monsters. But instead we do the opposite of what people think monsters do. We solve the problems that people have. We correct the direction of the world. We are not like what she wants us to be. We are not like the lion that needs to feed, the lion that needs to fight. We are reborn, a new people. The people of Argarthia.
Quite a speech.
Yeah, there's some murmurs, and eventually, yeah, Zeus starts clapping, and they all look over, and they all start clapping. And can I get a perception check from the party? And you can give one from Ronald as well, if you wish.
Oh, Ronald's perception is bad, so no. Or no, wait, maybe Ronald's perception was good.
He is wisdom-based, I thought. So.
Bad one.
way
Yeah,
from
I
that.
don't think I put any ranks in him. Oh, I put very little.
No, not bad. Waz is unaware of this, but the rest of you do notice that this crowd is getting the attention of some guards nearby that are walking on over.
Sure.
Yeah, and the crowd kind of is clapping and cheering, and these guards kind of like push through the crowd to see what's going on, and they see all of you and Ronald giving this speech, and they kind of squint their eyes at Ronald and they say,
Everyone cheer for the Queen's frontline fighters.
everyone kind of looks hesitant for a second, then they kind of cheer, and then they kind of...
Your falling in battle will be beneficial for the Queen.
Falling in battle? What are you talking about?
The armies will march forward and they will take Maldonia, and you will be at the front, making sure that we are all saved from the Maldonian menace while we conquer their lands.
Yeah, everyone like claps and cheers, kind of getting the idea what you're doing, and they kind of slink back into the crowd and push their way back and leave. not saying anything after all that. The crowd kind of turns around and they say, I've never seen the guards retreat before. This is amazing.
I'm sure I'll get word and get punished for it later.
Punished for what? Praising the queen? That was brilliant.
I doubt that's how they're feeling about it.
Hmm.
It's been hard to do business lately, just in general. Many people. The queen is demanding more and more from each of the vendors. Resources for war, resources for feeding the people of war. All things which will not go well for all of us if we keep it up. It's up to you to keep an understanding that this war will not benefit you. This war will be taxing. This war will cost all of our lives. Many of our lives, maybe not all. You don't have to fight. Not against Maldonia. Just oppose the idea of war. Don't celebrate it.
Yeah, there's some nods and cheers, and the crowd at this point is developed into more of a, like 30 to 40 people are crowded around here now, and there's a slight, with those perceptions you can keep, you guys see a lot of these phoenix tokens that are made of these like wooden, the size of a coin. They're like passed around, and people are murmuring and talking about the phoenix. As there's like nods of agreement and things like that.
I think here, I think sort of to enhance things, Ronald will cast like tongues.
Okay.
To try to like share the words in other languages as well. I think at this point he's going to kind of like try to draw a lot of attention, so the party can kind of like slink away and just keep a watch. That way, like the city thinks it's Ronald that's responsible and not the party that's responsible.
So you're going to keep preaching and drawing more people.
Yeah.
What does the rest of the party want to do while Ronald's doing that?
I would whisper to Zoo, do kind of miss that guy. And then I would nudge her to start retreating.
Yeah, Waz would try to just slink into the crowd for a bit.
How long is a bit?
Like she wants to stick around to see what happens, so probably until like either more guards show up or until the crowd like triples in size, whichever comes first. Like she wants she still wants to be able to get out of it. So if the crowd gets too big, there's no way to get away. They'll send enough guards to lock everybody in, and about like triple the number of people. So like if around 100 people start showing up, like she'll book it. Otherwise, she wants to see whether or not they send the guards before that. Send more guards before that.
Yes. What about the rest of the party? You said retreat, but are you staying in the crowd with Waz, or are you kind of just doing your own thing? Like leaving this area completely?
I mean, I would try and stay close to Waz.
Okay.
They don't really want us to be separated.
Same with you, Zoo, or are you kind of... Yeah. Okay, you guys hang around the crowd for the next 10, 15 minutes or so. Is how long it basically takes for a large group of soldiers, maybe like 15 to 20, come marching to this spot. They kind of shove some people out of the way to make room towards Ronald. Some people kind of resist and get pushed down and get pushed out of the way, and the crowd starts to get a little bit rowdy. But there are more guards than there's enough guards here that the people kind of don't fight.
What are you afraid of? You're coming to take me because I'm drawing a crowd? When's the last time people weren't allowed to talk in the streets even?
Yes.
What kind of new order is this?
Yeah, so there's like 10 to 15 footmen kind of soldiers that kind of part the way to push these people aside, and the people like get shoved and get a little rowdy, but they're getting pressed back by these people with these spears and leather armor. And the path is made for the rest of the soldiers that I mentioned, 5 of them. They're in full plate, fully armored, soldiers, swords sheathed, but they come marching down this pathway that's been made, and one kind of bearing a cloak of this coat of arms, draped almost like a cape. He lifts his mask up from his iron or steel helmet, and he says, "By order of the Queen, you there, cleric, you'll come with us."
Man of a fair deal, you're taken away from talking to a bunch of people on the street.
You've had your time to say your piece. The Queen wishes an audience with you, dwarf. Will you come?
And if I don't come, you'll take me by force, won't you?
He kind of looks around at the crowd. The Queen highly insists on speaking with you. It is in your right not to come, but to refuse such a request is an insult.
An insult, you say, to the Queen? How would that be an insult to the Queen? Just because I decide that I don't have time to talk to her. Many a time
you don't have time to talk with the Lord Queen of the country?
There are many things that she wants made for her. Swords, shields, magics you have never seen before.
She merely wishes to speak
stop my time
with you, not taking but moments of your time.
I have to travel all the way to the keep, wait in line for amongst many people, and then come back, or is this going to be a rush treatment? Am I so important the Queen needs to speak to me right away?
I am not sure the Queen's agenda for the day. I am just doing as I am told. And you are to be brought to the kingdom, to the keep, to speak with the Queen. It is in your right as a citizen, as he looks around, to refuse such a request.
Let's ask the people. People, should I go with the guards?
There is a resounding no. Yeah, there's a resounding no.
It sounds like they all want me to keep talking.
Yeah.
Yeah, they forcibly start riot gear, anti-riot mode, start pushing people down, and this guy draws his sword and starts walking towards Ronald.
Congratulations! This is what it looks like to decline a request from the Queen anymore. The country, the city, is no longer the people's city.
At this point, he's face to face. He puts the blade up to you and says, "Enough, dwarf! Come with me! Enough of your shouting, or this won't go well for you."
You would offer an unfair deal to a cleric of Arfin. Do you know what curse that would bring upon you?
I care not for your words, cleric. Come with me now.
If you are to
I'm gonna
slay
follow
me,
them.
then slay me here.
What was that, Osrin?
I'm gonna follow them.
The guards?
Wherever they're taking Rommel, yeah.
Okay. Well, okay, yeah. So Ronald, he says, "I have no intention of slaying you. Are you coming or not?" The crowd starts getting a bit more rowdy as there's a blade pointed at
You're
Ronald.
going to leave them alone if I come with you.
Yes.
Dismiss your guards, and I will come with you.
No. You will come with me and I will dismiss my guards.
You will have to take me out if you will not dismiss the guards. I am not leaving here with an unfair deal to these people. Show me that you know at least what a fair deal is before you have to die on the battlefield.
I feel like I'm in a movie.
Yeah, he gives an order. The other full-plated men take his back. They draw their blades. And he says, no one's taking orders from you, dwarf. You're coming with us or you're dying here now.
I will extend my arms to him and offer to go with him.
The crowd is erupting in rage, and the guards are kind of pushing them down. As you,
Oh, I thought you said he pulled the guards away. Or he
no. He tells the
no,
guards
then
to
I
like
will
ready
stay.
to fight you.
I will stay. I will. If they have to come fight me, it will take them off of the other people.
So there's like 10 to 15 footmen, and there's 5 full-plated soldiers. He calls the full-plated soldiers to back him up to fight you.
Yeah, I'm not going to fight them. I
Yeah.
will fully let them like do what they're going to do.
Yeah, so they will forcibly, if you don't resist, they will kind of force you to your knees and shackle you, and the crowd kind of erupts in rage. But they will slowly, like, the foot soldiers will give the armored guards like a buffer. They'll like slowly retreat with
I'll
them.
be shouting the whole time. Show them the mercy they won't show you.
Yeah, the people are upset. They throw things at them, but they don't have any weapons or anything. So it's
You needn't throw things. They will fall on their own in good time. These people are to be the first to go when the time comes.
yeah, they take you. They gag you at this point because you won't stop talking.
Yep.
And then they march you towards the keep. Osrin and Zoo, and Waz, are you guys following this?
Yeah.
Sure. You can.
Oh, I forgot you're you also. Confused.
You can follow them. The crowd kind of stops following them halfway there and just disperses. But the guards will kind of be walking surrounding Ronald and being cautious as they bring him towards the keep. Once you get to the keep, though, there's that long, narrow pathway that's like a one-way there. There's guards there that let them through, but then you're kind of stopping there, and what do you do at that point?
Sneak in. Or I don't know that. Yeah. I don't know that we can sneak in.
I don't know that we can, but I would like to wait here for a little while to see if he comes out or if we can figure out what's happening.
All right, I'm good with that.
How you guys are just sitting here until he comes out? How long did you want to wait?
I'll wait a couple hours.
I'd wait probably 4 hours.
4 hours? Okay, so 2 hours do pass. You guys are chilling out there. The guards have walked by. Ronald's been in there, and there's no change. There's no movement in that walkway. Are you staying longer than 2 hours?
Yeah.
Yep.
And you guys are you trying to stay like stealthy watching this, or are you just like standing out there watching it?
I don't want to be seen, preferably, so.
Sure, just give me your take 20s stealth checks, or who has the lowest take 20 stealth. We'll just worry about that.
Probably you.
I think so.
That's
I'm
our lowest?
42.
Okay.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm 47.
Yeah, so you can be positioned out here. Hour 3, no change. Hour 4, no change. Are we waiting longer than 4 hours out here?
What time of day is it now?
It's approaching later afternoon at this point. So
I
like
would
1, 2
continue
p.m.
waiting, I think, until it started getting dark.
Yeah, so it's about another 2.5 hours is when Ronald is kind of ushered out. They kind of just let him out. He has all his things with him. He's not injured or anything.
I think then, like, we'll follow him to wherever he goes, right?
Yeah, and then we can talk to him when we're away from this
Yeah.
area.
Sure, yeah, he goes back to his shop. You guys can go in and talk to him if you want.
Yeah, just kind of get a general rundown of what happened.
Yeah, so it was more like an interrogation. They were interrogating him about Bissy. They were asking questions. It wasn't like a torture interrogation. They were just asking questions. He was before the Queen. He was asked to pledge his allegiance to her and refrain from these outbursts and not mention Bissy at all. How Ronald wants to respond to all that is up to him. He would have been released either way, so you can fill that kind of in however he wants.
Ronald will say that, like, as somebody who thought he was joining the free cities of Argarthia, he thought he himself was allowed the same sort of freedoms. He did not realize we were in an age where swearing fealty was an obligation. That instead it was the honor and the respect earned by the Queen that led him to believe that he wanted to live in this fine country and not live with the dwarves.
So that's the answer he would have given to that question. And then what was the other one?
They ask you not to have these like speeches or anything anymore about Bissy or anything like that.
Yeah,
Anything
he would say
related to
something along the
Bissy.
lines of, if people are going to come up and want to talk to me about these things, I am going to discuss the ways at which the world is running. It is something that all people should be allowed to do, to be able to discuss what is going on in the world. And you cannot deny people the ability to discuss the goings on in the day to day. If banners are going to be unfurled proclaiming that properties are belonging to someone else, then it is only right that we are to discuss it. We are to offer opinion, offer our thoughts. Again, as free people of free cities, that should be our right, and the Queen should respect that.
Yeah, so all of that would have taken those hours, those conversations they'd be grilling him on, and I'm assuming
Right, because it would have been over and over questions asking the same damn thing in multiple different ways.
Yeah, they would try to get you to slip up and reveal anything, but Ronald is good at not doing that, so... yeah, so you guys can discuss anything you guys want about all that.
How are you holding up? It sounds pretty stressful.
It was what was to be expected, but I'll be honest with you, after all that time doing all that sneaking around, it was nice to finally, say what I wanted to say to that. I'll remain polite.
Your speech to the public was very powerful. Really seemed to make an impact on people.
They need to hear it.
I just need a beer back when some of you guys can keep going.
Being a businessman is taking the best use of your talent.
Well, perhaps when all this is cleaner, maybe I'll step away from that and do something else. Perhaps Bissy will have a different offer for me.
Be a motivational speaker.
Perhaps. I just think we gotta do something. Something's gotta change, and the people have got to open their eyes. They're who's next to die. It's not us. We have the strength to fight. The Queen won't compel us to war. The Queen can't compel us to war. But the people, the bread makers, the street sweepers, the bookkeepers, they need bodies, especially the poor. The orcs, the goblins, hell, even many of my kind that have came here hoping for amnesty will find themselves right in the web of it, caught, destined to die because they lack proper skills. A 2-week training course in how to use a sword is nothing to win a war.
It is not. It is unfair for them to be taken advantage of due to circumstances.
The dwarves saw it to civil war for many a year. I am correct on that, right? The dwarves were civil warring until the hammer, right? And they came to like a mutual peace for a while where they weren't like fighting with each other.
They weren't like drawing blood fighting, but yeah, there was like they were very divided peoples, but no more than humans. The only race, at least in my world, that has like cohesion and like is working like specifically together are the elves. Everyone else is kind of
before the hammer was lost. The dwarves were like a united people, right? And then the hammer, something happens to the hammer.
Oh, sorry, before, yes. So that was long time ago, though.
Yeah, that's the story he's trying to compel, is like even a people that were as separated as or even a people that were together as these were separated. But when these sorts of things happen, the people that are hurt most are the little people that have to deal with the consequences of it. They lose trade, you lose trade, you lose friends, you lose family because they happen to be on a different side of opinion. People are going to lose a lot, and humankind is much more likely to do it by force. Let bodies go. It's Bissy's goal to avoid the oncoming potential civil war that could happen. Let alone a war with Maldonia. A war with a country full of vampires,
powerful wizards, and whatever else exists up there. I don't want to see it happen. I can't see another person die to something like this.
I understand that desire.
Sounds like you've all done a very good job in the last few missions you've done.
Well, it hasn't been easy, but we're trying.
I bet it hasn't been easy. But I've seen y'all work. You're a good team. Hopefully, this one's been doing well for you.
You pointing at me?
No, was.
I know.
Well, there'll probably be more of me seeing the Queen, unfortunately, or at least a cell here and there. But don't worry. I'm not gonna break. All I have to do is remember that this is what has to happen in order to see change. Keep fighting the good fight.
You too.
I will. I gotta get back to work. The Queen has a lot of demands, and so does everybody else.
Gotta shine those shoes.
Aye. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's all Ronald's got.
Yeah. It's kind of late afternoon now. Party. Where would you like to go? Do you want to go back to a tavern, talk about things, talk about what this means for you guys, or what would you? Anything you particularly you want to do?
Well, first I want to make sure Gabby is aware of what happened. So I think we should stop by Gabby, fill him in on the details.
Yeah, he lets you know he was amongst the crowd and saw what happened, and he's just in constant communications back to Aldebaran to see what they make of all this, but he hasn't heard any word back yet.
Hopefully everything is okay.
Yeah, he lets you know it's not unusual to not hear back within a day or two. He expects communication by at least tomorrow. If not, then something might be up. But
Okay. Then yeah, I think a bit of resting after all that is reasonable. Shall we get some drinks?
Yeah, I could use one.
How about you, Zoo?
Yeah.
all right, yeah, you guys can gather together and get some drinks. In a tavern. The tavern is quite lively this evening. There are a lot of people, a lot of talking going on about the goings-on this day. Usually it would be like 3/4 capacity. Here it's like overfilling. There's a lot of people gossiping, a lot of people talking. But you guys are, if you're going to the Bispot, have your saved seats. You guys can have a table.
Actually, I don't want to. I want to specifically go to other places. I have a plan, so I'm going to suggest like, hey, maybe we should visit somewhere a little different. I wanna check in on some things, and I have an idea.
Sure.
You
What
mind?
kind of? Oh, sorry. Yeah.
Okay. It's not too far, right?
No, we'll hit up a couple of them, and then we'll come back to the Bispot. Yeah, so what I want to do here, John, is I want to utilize my drunken sing-along. I
this?
want to kind of like buy patrons a drink, sing a few songs about about war and about like the aftermath of war, like songs about loss. And then I want to see how people are feeling overall about like the Queen's banners and whether they feel this is a good omen or a bad omen.
Huh. This is interesting and oddly very specific. Yeah. What class of tavern are you going to? Middle, noble, peasant?
I want to start with a noble one. Or no, I think it's probably hard to do this in a noble one. So let's start with the middle class one.
Yeah, middle class one, you can do this. Use this ability. And what does this exactly do for you? It just makes them indifferent to friendly. Yeah, so at first they don't recognize you and they're kind of standoffish, but after 10 minutes of engaging the group with your drunken sing-along, they open up more and you can get a good lay of the land. It seems like Ronald's event has spread. These are faces you don't even recognize seeing there, but they've heard of it, and they are not okay with what happened. And a lot of talk about this Bisaba to the north that people haven't really heard about before now. There's now Bisaba seems to be on everyone's lips, seems to be igniting a fire, if you will, amongst these people. It seems like you'll hear in one corner, "Oh, I heard about Ronald talking about these ideals," and people are like, "Oh yeah, well, who does he go for? Like, who's he throwing behind?" And some people say, "What do you mean? There's a Bisaba in the north who's causing a bit of a stir, blah blah blah." And it'll kind of be spreading through the crowd as you're getting the sense of all this.
That is the good sign that I was hoping for. So yeah, then I think this would be like, after a bit of this, we would take our time to kind of slip out and hit up another one and do the same.
Another similar middle class tavern.
Yeah, let's do 2 middle class and then we'll do 2 common inns.
Yeah, so this other middle class one that you stop into, you'll do the same thing. You kind of get a similar vibe, although this one is more... Bisaba is not much more... you don't really hear Bisaba's name being thrown around. You do hear people talking about Ronald. He is known within the city. But you don't really hear the mention of Bisaba unless you personally feed that into the crowd. Like, I think
one of the things that I would try to do is, after a couple of questions and noticing, I'd add a song of, like, whatever Bissy's come up with is like a song of the Phoenix to things, like that has like a sort of message in it of like freedom and security and sort of a strength of self.
So yeah, if you do that, then these people again will start echoing these things and take well to your message. But yeah, other than that, it just seems like it's well received, and you hear a lot of frustrations for the increased taxes, the increased restrictions on things. You hear this in abundance in this place.
Very good.
And you said you guys wanted to hit 2 peasant kind of class taverns?
Yeah.
Excellent. Yeah, the first one you run into is quite rowdy. The sense that you get is that people are fired up and upset. There are a lot of these peasant-type people that were being pushed around by the guards in that little scuffle. So a lot of them are just taking out anger that they couldn't place at the guards on kind of like each other, kind of just like people are quick to fights. As you come in, there are some bar fights like going on.
I think for this, did I do this? Yeah, I think for this, I want to check in with the barkeep real quick, and I would want to set up like reverse rigged games of chance. So like games of chance that people can play where I deliberately give them money to kind of help out the situation.
Yeah, as you come up to the barkeep, it's this orc who's manning the bar, and he says, "What can I help you with?" "Hey, you put that table down!" He like points down.
I'd like to maybe get a little calm in here. I feel like if people start feel a little more comfortable and have a bit of winnings, it might make it a little easier on them.
He blinks at you.
If I could just set up a table and maybe play a little bit of cards, and maybe everybody has a lot of really good luck tonight.
Sure. What are you drinking?
Yeah, and then I'll have, I want something smoky and dark.
He nods. As you look around, they literally have one keg, and he just pours a drink from it and gives it to you. What about the rest of you?
I'll take it. And then, yeah, I'll go find a table, and I'll go set up a little, like a little stall to play,
Yeah, you can start setting up. He looks to Osrin and Zoo. What are you drinking?
The same, I guess.
Ah, that's what I like to hear. How about you? Looks to Zoo.
I'll take it as well.
What about that dog? Is it a drink? It's not it's not a shape changer or druid, right?
No.
Good. He'll give you 2 more drinks of the same. As you're walking away, he says, "If that thing eats anything, you owe me a few gold to clean it up." He looks for your acknowledgement.
I put down a few gold. This will cover it.
Oh. He'll swipe it up. Alright, no problems here.
Yeah, so I think I'll basically be giving away about 100 silvers worth, for the night.
Yeah, the crowd will start to settle down as people start hearing about some winnings happening in this corner. Some fights will slowly break down. More people will start taking part in the game to win some money. It's still rowdy, but you've settled things down quite a manner, quite a degree.
In the meantime with that, can I be trying to, like, get people talking a little bit and see if there's any, like, rumors that are going around in the lower class community? Maybe things that need to be done for them?
Yeah, the sentiment you'll get here is that a lot of people are not caring about these high-level politics of this potential civil war brewing. They just know when these sort of things happen, the higher-up people wage their wars, and the lower people are the people that suffer. So they're kind of just gloomy, upset, angry, don't want to take part in these high players moving the pieces on the board, and they don't want to be pawns in their game of chess, basically, is the sense you get. In terms of things needing done, you don't really get any commotion about anything that, like, things that needs done, but that sentiment,
no, like, disappearances or anything like that, like we've heard about before.
No, nothing like that, at least spoken about tonight. And mostly everything that's on people's minds is this pending civil war that they think is going to happen, and that they're going to end up getting conscripted, or some. Basically, they just think they're going to get the shit end of the stick, which is what's happened in the past of these sort of conflicts.
Yeah.
What is the game itself that they're playing? It's not actually chess.
Oh no, they're playing some sort of card game, I would assume, like
he's doing like
Monte
a
or something.
little gambling game. Yeah.
Except for
I would sit in and play.
Yeah, Waz is purposely losing or whatever.
Yeah, I would keep losing, and then if one of them sits in, I'll make them lose every time, basically. So at least people aren't like, oh, it's totally rigged. It's more like, oh, everybody else is just really lucky.
Yeah, people will laugh and point out at Osrin, saying you're especially bad since you're the first person to lose the game.
I'm having fun. That's what matters, right?
Yeah, people will buy you drinks. They're cheap here, but when they see you lose, people will, as you take their insults with a grain of salt, and they'll buy you a drink or two.
And then, yeah, I guess it'll be on to the last place.
Yeah. The last place is, again, a little bit rowdy, but not as rowdy as the other one. There are no bar fights, but people are, like, heated as you come in. It's later in the night, so people are a little more intoxicated. Guy in the counter is just a burly human who just welcomes you in. The tavern's, like, half full. You come into loud arguments and voices. People arguing about whether or not ghosts exist.
Ooh.
That's the argument you hear about. And here it doesn't seem like anyone's talking about the ongoings of the day. If they were, maybe they were earlier in the night, but now you just come across this heated debate of a goblin and it seems like a human arguing, and the human saying he swear he saw his grandfather talk to him in a dream about what he must do, and this goblin's like, I never seen no ghosts. I don't believe you. And they're just kind of just like loudly arguing about this.
Who's this this ghost grandfather? What dream did you have? What did your grandfather tell you to do?
Yes, my great grandfather. He was, as I understand it, the histories have told me, if my parents laid the stories down correctly, he was a mercenary long ago. And he came to me in a dream. It looked like him around my age. He told me I must follow in his footsteps, pick up a blade, and sell myself to the highest bidder. And he promised it would lead me to great glory and great adventure.
Have you done it?
Well, not yet. I just dreamt it last night. I'm getting my things together. And the goblin interrupts. He says, what an idiot! What are you? You're gonna give up your life here for what? You're gonna get killed. He just scoffs us off.
I'll tell you what. After you get some bids, I got 50 gold for a job for you.
50 gold?
Yeah, but you said you're gonna get some bids, so let me know when you find some other bids.
Well, I haven't even thought about where to auction my services, but I don't want to give more than 50 gold. What is the job? Maybe this was
the job.
Maybe I was destined to meet you. Maybe this is what
the job can't be shared until you've completed your quest. So the first thing you have to do is see what other people are willing to offer you.
He nods. Of course. This goblin kind of squints his eyes at you, Waz, and he switches to goblin. He says, "Are you fucking with this guy? What are you telling him to do?"
Are you gonna tell him if I'm fucking with him?
No, I'll help you if you are.
Oh, then yes, absolutely, I'm fucking with this guy.
Oh, okay.
I got a place he can go to fight. He won't get hurt, but it'll be real funny. He'll be beating up on nothing, basically.
He laughs, and then he switches back to common, and he says, "Oh, this was here." Or, I don't know if you told him your name, but he says...
No, I wouldn't have given my name, but...
Jeez, pretty trustful. I just confirmed in goblin. Much trustworthy goblin, this one. He nods. Yes, I knew it. Of course. He gathers his things up. He says, "What is your name?"
You can call me Waz.
Waz, where do I seek you out once I've completed my quest?
I'm often found at the Bispot.
The Bispot. Got it. He nods. He collects his belongings and he rushes out of the tavern. This goblin laughs as he leaves.
It's very weird the way that people will just believe whatever happens in their sleep.
Yes, I dream of a lot of things. I know they're not real.
That's not how it works. Your dreams are usually where you're the least cohesive.
I thought they say humans smart. Guess not.
I'll buy this goblin a drink.
Yeah, he'll enjoy the drink.
Humans are only smart when they don't feel like there's anything to gain from it.
Yeah, he'll laugh and he'll talk shit against humans all night with you if you want.
No, I gotta get to some other things, but it was pleasant talking to you.
He'll raise his glass and thank you, and he'll notice, I guess, you're a band of goblinoids at least, and he'll just like give you all like a raise of the cup and glad to see some strong goblins walking around.
I think you're strong too to be living in this town for as long as you probably have been. It's good to see that our kind is keeping up in here.
I'll drink to that. Yeah.
Yeah. So if it seems like the sentiment around here is less likely, I might try to do this, but if I get like a negative reaction, I'll pull back a little bit.
You're drunk and sing along, and what you want to push? Just like what do you want to push? Like Bissy?
In this case, I don't want to try to. In this case, I may not try to push. I may just try to like liven up the place. So I might try to do like happier songs to just bring people positive will.
Yeah, that will definitely bring the place up, and people will enjoy the sing along.
All right. And maybe I'll throw in there a little bit of a jab at like, and ghosts technically are real. People have to fight them every day.
Yeah, you can throw that in. People just take it as a lyric in a song, or
Yeah.
maybe, I don't know, everyone just enjoys it. And yeah, the night can close out with you guys returning to the Bispot or an inn or anything you want, or what did you guys want to close out the night?
We should have some actual drinks together instead of doing work upon work.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys can gather and have drinks just to yourselves as the night's closing out.
That was an interesting night.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you made it that way.
We got a lot of information. Seems like the people might be a little more on our side than we hoped. Zoo, I know
Okay.
you're kind of not part of all this per se, but do you kind of understand what's happening here? Do you kind of feel it now?
A little.
Just a little?
There's something not sitting right.
So it's kind of like, you know how there were the giants that were pushing the goblins around in that one place? The queen is like the giants. And everyone in this city is like the goblins. Now, I don't want to make people do things they don't want to do. But I don't think anybody wants to be a goblin pushed around by a giant. That's what the goal's about. Just like that goblin. Just like I was proud to see him doing the best he can in this situation. I want to make sure everybody's got that. Because the grandest trick you can play on anyone is making their own people undermine them. Isn't that right, Dalek?
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah, I say that out loud.
A head pokes out from the kitchen. You guys want a riddle?
Sure.
Oh. He will come bustling out. He'll bring a platter of cheese, not knowing, I guess, that your friend's not there, but he'll bring it out regardless with a riddle.
Oh, jeez.
Yes, I see your friend's not here, but I already had this prepared, but I guess maybe you'll enjoy it anyway.
That's pretty tasty.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have some of that extra smelly cheese?
Of course.
Oh, I want the smellier the better. Especially with the mold still on it. Don't take the mold off. I know you're supposed to, but don't take the mold off this time.
Take the mold off for me, please.
I'll take her mold.
His.
His mold. You don't like the mold? That's like the best part.
Shockingly not.
It adds like the wet dankness to it. You know?
Yeah,
It's like sucking on an old sock.
that's not here.
Oh, sorry, you're probably not familiar. You're one of those hobos, not a regular one. They probably don't teach that in hobo school. Never had to suck a sock to survive, have you?
I have not.
Oh, I'm just messing with you. There's no sucking on a sock. I got
Okay.
you. You thought that was a thing, didn't you?
Sure.
Yeah, you did. Look at her try to deny it. Look at him try to deny it.
I hope I'm actually gonna get a riddle.
Yeah. He brings back this platter of smelly molded cheese, puts it down for you, and he looks a little curiously at you and says, I'm not sure you want this one. I've never seen, well, how do I put this? I basically outsource these riddles, and this one that I got today is quite long. You sure you're up to it?
Oh dear.
I can read. Is that what you mean?
Got anything simpler?
No.
I don't want
this is
simpler.
the only one I have.
Dalek will help make sure I make the best of this riddle.
Well, I'm told it's far worth it if you can figure it out. And he hands you guys a scroll.
Holy shit.
Hope you like reading.
Dalek's a novel.
Yeah. Almost done. The scroll is a very nice silver scroll case that you kind of pop open. And it on the scroll case, the little popper that you pop open, it is a intricate embroidered flaming sword that you kind of like piece open to open up the scroll case.
Is that a religious symbol?
Yes, it resembles the symbol of Tencel.
That's what I thought. That's kind of scary, actually.
But you unroll the scroll, and this long text kind of is before you. It's not super long, but it's longer than the other.
I go, brave and roaring across the earth, burning buildings and houses in my wake. Smoke rises from the fires as I leave in a trail of disruption and death. I have the power to shake tall trees until their leaves fall down, covered in water and scattered exiles far from their lands. I carry the bodies and souls of human beings on my back. Where do I retreat to, and what is my name?
Can I see it?
Sure.
I actually want to see it.
Yeah, it's on the thing. I
Oh,
handed it
can
to
you not see the text? Or
Oh, there it is. I was looking in Discord.
oh no, yeah, it's in game.
Hmm.
So is it asking two questions?
Yes. Where do I? Maybe they're the same answer. But maybe not. This feels like hatred or something. Maybe war. But war is too simple.
The paper, the scroll, it feels warm to the touch when you start describing these things.
Evil.
It remains its room temperature feeling.
I am the queen, and my name is Conquest. And I retreat
Colonialism.
I know. Wait, where do I retreat to? Yeah.
my name is Conquest, and I retreat to Rachel.
Paper grows a little colder to the touch.
Suffering.
Doesn't do anything.
No, it's got to be something in the line of like battle. The line like I carry the bodies and souls of human beings on my back. I go brave and roaring across the earth. Smoke rises from the fire as I leave in a trail of disruption and death. War has the power to shake trees until they fall down. The covered in water part, I think, is the part that's getting me. Wait, is this
Is it a hurricane in water?
The paper gets very warm to the touch, not burning you, but it just
Typhoon?
feels like if you're whoever's touching it just feels
Tsunami?
it's the temperature is almost uncomfortable to hold, but you can still hold it.
Ow.
What?
What'd you say? You cut out. What'd you say?
Volcano.
It keeps its almost uncomfortable warm touch feeling.
Lava.
No change in the paper. Lava can't really leave
disaster.
things covered in water. But yeah, when you say natural disaster, it kind of warms back up to the touch.
Bomb a cyclone. Atmospheric river.
Plague?
Does a plague leave thing covered in water?
It can.
Well,
The floods were a plague. Well, I guess not. They weren't really a plague.
Wildfire.
does that leave things covered in water?
Yeah, the covered in water
Yeah,
part.
when you
put 'em
trying to
out?
put out the fire. Yeah.
That's why the building burnings and houses in my wake doesn't fit tsunami.
The paper starts to get colder.
Dragon attack.
It becomes room temperature again.
Maybe we take a break and we'll come over.
Yeah, I was waiting for someone to ask for a break. It's around that time. Let's take a quick break and you guys can think on that. On break. We are back after gazing at pizza.
Pizza.
So yeah, you guys are looking at this riddle, but you can call it a night at any time if you guys want to.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna sleep on it.
Yeah, you guys can sleep on
I
it.
want to know now, but my guessing isn't going anywhere.
You can keep just shouting things at the paper, and I can let you know if it gets warmer or not.
I have been, and that has not been successful.
Oh,
What else could be in there?
the other one I had is. Did you print something, Whitney?
Yeah.
Okay. Was weather and the sky.
That will make it almost too hot to the touch.
Lightning.
It almost burns you when you're touching it.
Storms.
It's like the corners. There's like a flicker.
Thunderstorm.
The page burns up in your hands, and
God damn it.
like a plume of smoke is like the symbol of Dalek that kind of like fills the air briefly. And then as the smoke dissipates, like coins just start dropping down from it, and there is 100 platinum pieces
Wow.
that just like
Are
pour
we
out of
giving this to whoever's in the tavern, or are we actually keeping some of it?
No, we should keep this.
Now I
Well,
have to reread it knowing what it is to see if it makes sense.
It does make sense.
Hold on, I'm reading it.
Okay.
What does it mean to carry the bodies and souls of human beings on my back?
I don't know.
Where does
I'm
it
sure Steve
retreat
can give
to?
us some.
The sky?
Retreats to the sky.
We didn't give that part and it still worked.
I said the sky.
Oh. Who's putting the platinum on their sheet? Should I
I
take
did.
it? Oh, okay.
You can take it if you want. Go ahead.
I don't care. I just have
No,
the
you're the one who actually has the Pathfinder pouch, so you should take it.
100 platinum.
Mm-hmm.
How will I remember that some of it's ours?
It's all ours.
Jeez.
What's yours is mine, and what's mine is mine.
Mm-hmm. Good job, good John. Well said, as Dalek would intend.
Wait, 100 platinum? Was that right?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's a lot.
Yeah. It's a hard riddle.
Well, now I'll be able to sleep tonight.
I'll be able to sleep real well because all this moldy cheese.
Ugh.
Now my
Yeah.
teeth are a little bit green.
I imagine your farts
I
probably
think
stink.
they already were a little bit
Yeah.
green.
But yeah, you guys can retire to your rooms, stinky cheese and all, and sleep well and awake to a new morning.
Oh, that cheese was something. It's a rough morning.
Oh. Let's leave it there.
Oh, okay.
Thanks.
Still delicious though.
Worth it?
Oh yeah, definitely. Especially the some that I snuck into my room.
You awaken to a stormy kind of day.
How
Ha-ha.
foreboding.
Stormy.
Yes, very foretelling or foreshadowing. You hear some slight thunder in the background, but otherwise slight rain, but not pouring. But yeah, you can eat breakfast. And what did you have planned for the day?
There's a druid when you need one. I want to find a druid. I want to get him to make it stop raining. That's on their like things they can do, right?
What's wrong with the rain?
Makes y'all wet. I don't want to be wet. I want to be dry. The only wet I want to be is for drinking.
Okay.
Big barks in agreement.
Rain
Exactly.
is inevitable, but
I also don't want to smell that thing in the rain. Ugh.
Pointing at Big.
don't be rude.
Aww.
It's true. Big's a big smelly thing in the rain.
You love smelly shit. Apparently,
I love the
cheese
right
eater.
kind of smelly shit.
Ugh.
That came out wrong.
No, I don't think it did.
I'm hungry. Can I get some burnt toast?
Yeah, you can get burnt toast.
And
I'm gonna like lean into the person at the counter and be like,
and look, I know you got bugs back there. Can you just crush a few of them up and put them on top? I won't tell.
They shrug and nod.
All right.
and yeah, I'll take my seat and wait for my breakfast.
Yeah. The rest of you can have the same old breakfast, unless you have any specific requests. But yeah, some burnt toast with some squished up bugs scattered around on it will come for you.
Good old jam.
I would like poached eggs if available.
Poached eggs. Jeez, you guys are fancy today, eh?
You're asking for a lot of work out of them.
Yeah, they can serve it
with
up.
some sautéed vegetable.
Oh, I rolled
Perhaps
a 20 on his
top.
a 20 on his profession check. So yeah, you'll make a pretty good breakfast for you guys.
Great.
And the thing about getting it burnt and then with the shells is you get just the right amount of crunch to just the right amount of crunch, you know?
No.
And there's that little squishy part. Mm-mm. And the extra best part.
I pour some like vodka on it.
Good.
Jesus.
It's the morning.
You're right. That's why it's vodka.
You
and
see
not-
a pale-faced,
something
middle-aged human look at you and describing this meal, and you just hear him puke in a bucket next to.
Don't knock it till you try it.
No thanks.
But that was a good breakfast.
Mine was. I don't know how you think yours was, but
Poached eggs. You didn't even get the shell. Do you know how yummy the shell is?
no.
Shell is one of the best parts. That crunch, the way it sometimes pierces into your jaw. Oh, so good. I like them hard boiled
Okay.
with the shell on.
That's disturbing.
It's good texture. Sometimes soft boiled with the shell on is still good too. You get like the squishy bit and the crunch on the outside, just
Ew.
like bugs.
What did y'all want to do there?
Like big, big bugs.
No.
Oh, we got time. We can try to find some work.
Yeah, I thought we were gonna do that yesterday, but that went a little differently than expected.
Well, y'all got lambasted, so. Yeah, let's try to find something to do. Let's see if there's like a board or something.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys go out into the rainy weather. People are running about, carrying their cloaks over their heads, running to where they need to go to avoid getting super soaked. But-
Yeah, for the day, hold on. I'm gonna drink my. How long does? Let me make sure this lasts for long. As long as I think it does. If it doesn't, then I won't use it. Or maybe I don't have it. Okay, never mind. Never mind. Carry on.
It was mentioning of some sort of notice board to see if there's any like just things posted. You'll
Yep.
approach it. You'll notice these two footman soldiers are next to it as you guys approach it. As you get close enough, they say, "No posting unless you have official authority."
Oh, you need some kind of license?
No, you need express permission from the Queen to post any tests. All
Oh.
excess labor is being directed towards the Crown and the efforts. Are
but
you
what
all
if we
looking
wanna-
for hire work?
Yeah, what if we're looking for work?
Well, depending on your skill set, the crown can make great use of your skills. What can you all do?
Hey, well, what do you got?
Well, depends on what you can do.
We can do a lot of things.
Like what?
I can't look at the board. Are you the board?
You may look at the board. I thought you were. I just need to know you can't post anything to be done.
Well, I'm not going to be posting anything.
All right, carry on.
All right.
Yeah, you can take a look at the board. A lot of these requests are labor intensive, so it's like items need crafting, like physical things need to be moved, like these sort of things. It's all like physical labor type requests, and it seems to be all like business owners, not like the average everyday citizen asking for things. It's like,
Got it.
Yeah.
So this is more of a jobs board than a...
well, no, it is actually supposed to be what you thought it was, but it seems to have been commandeered or repurposed for this stuff now.
Hey, what if I'm not good at crafting shit?
Can you fight?
I
Who's
can.
asking?
You can. Well, for a good daily wage, you can sign up for the army.
Nope. No chance. That's your job. Dying on the front line isn't mine.
Any citizen should be proud to die for his or her country.
Should they?
Well, you will be. I mean,
Oh, really?
you should hope so. It would be a privilege and an honor to die for one's country.
You will be very proud of it when you do it, won't you?
Well, we are the city guard. Even during war times, the city needs order and law.
Oh, you think you'll keep your job, don't you? But you're funny.
I will be used best where the queen sees fit.
You think with the population's at half-mast, you're gonna have anything to do with, like, keeping order? They won't need you to keep order. Everybody will be dying on the road.
You don't seem to have much faith in your countrymen, do you?
I have plenty of faith in my countrymen. Not necessarily those people who haven't been trained. You know, the people I live around.
No,
You think the candlestick maker's gonna be a really good combatter? That they're really gonna go out there with their swords, swinging it around? No, they're gonna die in 12 seconds.
Listen, if you're not gonna apply for any work or conscript to the army, you should leave this area.
All right. Well, have a day.
And watch your tone about when speaking of the honorable people who sacrificed their lives for our freedoms.
Oh, I appreciate the sacrifice they're gonna make. It's just gonna be real sad.
I'm sure we will all mourn your loss on the front lines when it comes time.
Hey, long as I get to watch you
What's your
die
name, by
first.
the way?
Jack.
What's your real name?
Not obligated to tell you. That's not one of the laws.
He grits his teeth and he approaches you. Let me see your paperwork. Your identification.
It's not even a real thing.
It is a
You're
real
just
thing.
making shit up now.
Nope. Are you an immigrant? A legal immigrant here? Are you authorized to be
here
in the
legally.
city?
Yep.
Prove it.
Okay, I will.
He looks
Oh, you
at you.
mean now?
Yeah, I mean now.
How am I gonna do that? I'm not home.
So out of character, you would have some sort of general paperwork allowing you to be in the city. You can choose to display that to him or not, but...
Yeah, I wouldn't carry it around with me. I wouldn't think that it's something I need to carry around.
Well, he will draw his spear and point it at you. Let me see your papers, now!
I don't carry them. I didn't know I had to. I want to keep them safe.
He looks
If
at
I
his
get 'em
friend.
stolen
Jerry,
from me, I'm in
arrest
trouble.
this goblin
Good
for
luck with
suspect of traitorism.
I'm gonna run.
You bolt off. They'll give chase.
You can borrow my wolf if you want.
You say that to the guards?
No.
They'll be like, oh yeah, give us that wolf. Stop that goblin!
The goal is to try to get to an alley so I can try to sneak away.
Sure, just give me a stealth check. See if you can outdo their perception as you turn a corner. Ooh. Yeah, within a few minutes you lose them as they chase you for like a good 5 minutes, and you bolt in a corner. They lose sight of you. They yell at people to guide them to the running goblin. Everyone shrugs and goes about their business, and they, frustrated, go back to their positions.
I'll sneak back to the Bispop and wait for the party, because eventually they'll come there looking for me. Or they'll go out and do something else and I'll see them tonight. Either way, there's going to be some cheese to be eaten.
Rest of the party, what are you doing as you see these guards chase after Waz? What are you doing?
I would sigh deeply and go back to my room and do some sword practice.
What about you, Zoo?
Bria Whitney.
Also going to, if Osrin's going back to the best spot, then I will also go back.
Do you
But
sigh deeply as
definitely
well?
don't- Sure.
And what were you gonna say?
I just definitely don't want to be here when the guards come back.
Yeah, the rain is starting to get a little more heavy, and you guys look up and see the rain, the thunder, and head back to the Bispot, sighing deeply. A few minutes after your arrival, Waz will trot on in. And you guys, I guess, are in your rooms, but when Waz comes in, the innkeeper can kind of point up to the rooms, let her know that you guys are there.
Are you knocking?
Yeah.
I'll open the door.
Wasn't it a fun day? Fun morning?
Why?
I got to get a little bit of run on. It was
Oh.
good exercise. Is that what we were
I'm
after?
glad you enjoyed it. No, we were trying to find a way to make money, not
Oh,
burn.
not make funny. I'm sorry.
I do have one and a character question real quick.
Uh-huh.
Do I have any form of identification?
Yeah, all of you would be given just basic when you first became citizens here. Well, Waz would have
Zeus
been
never became a citizen.
Yeah.
true, so you actually don't have anything.
Okay, that's what I was double checking.
But I mean, I didn't really tell you guys about it. So if you guys would have wanted, Bissy could have. Bissy does give a forgery to Waz, but you can also have a forgery made, Zoo, because you've been here for a while. If that's something Ronald would have eventually wanted for you, or you wanted yourself. But if you didn't want it, you don't have to have it.
I think at least after this I would ask for it. Just in case, but...
Yeah, you can get that down the pipeline, and they can get that to you rather quickly. So you can just assume you have it. As yes, it does seem that the guards are taking less. They seem to be quick to ask for identification. As you guys are just walking around, you'll see like people getting stopped, questioned, papers being asked for. It just seems like everything's becoming more of like a police state,
Yeah,
day by
apparently
day.
we live under Queen Hitler.
Papers, please.
Papers, please. Papers.
But you guys.
Glory to Aristoca.
You guys have only expended an hour of your morning. Is there anything else you wanted to get done, or kind of hanging around waiting for word from Gabby?
Well, if all of the work posted as an annual labor, do we want to look elsewhere? I don't know. Talk to any of the local shopkeepers, see if they know of anyone looking for help.
Not a bad idea. Wish I had thought of it. Glad I did.
A wink.
Yeah, let's head out. Meet with some of them.
Yeah, you guys can gather your things and head out once again into the rain. And what sort of store are you looking to pop into to ask for
Let's start with
things?
that wizard. That wizard that we bought items from several times.
Yes, let me look at my notes. Hmm. Yes, you can. The owner is there today. Atil. He greets you after not seeing you for some time, and what do you ask him?
So Ronald is Ronald is an old friend of ours. I don't know if you recognize the two of them, but I know I'm new here.
The elf nods. I recognize there's two goblins any day. Goblinoids.
Curious if you've heard about anybody having some issues that need to be resolved, or got anything that needs to be cleaned up.
These days there's not much to be done, or these sort of chatter that reaches me. But I am told that the shop down the way, I don't know if you've heard of it, Dolfsaki, I think they're always looking for odds and ends to be done.
Oh, very good. Thank you.
And I will drop a silver on the counter.
He'll nod and scoop it up. What was that?
I'll head over there. I just said thanks to the shopkeep.
Mm-hmm. You guys want to head over to Dolfsaki?
Let's see what this is about.
Do you guys remember this store? You've been here before. Well, Waz hasn't, but... You walk in, and there are a bunch of gnomes on this mannequin tailoring clothing. And one of them
we
pops
weren't
in.
in here. Charles was in here.
Well, you guys saw the store, I think. And I think you guys went in there, too, to get the things afterwards. Maybe not. But yeah, they hop open. The counter is human-sized, so they kind of, like, lift themselves up. And they're like, what can I do for you?
The big counter.
Yep. We bought this place from some humans.
Is there Dalek-Dalekian symbology around here? Like, would I know this is a place run by Dalek?
Yeah, if you're familiar with the symbology, you can see that the current clothing that they're embroidering has a symbol of Dalek on it.
You make a fine quality work with a nice insignia on it.
Oh yes, our patron saint.
What kind of fun stuff happens from time to time with it?
Well, this particular.
Are there little surprises inside? Is I
Gesture to one of them.
Yes. You want custom clothing made?
Perhaps.
What were you thinking? He starts getting out one of those little tailor measuring tapes and starts like coming up to you as he like climbs over the counter and hops down near you and starts to try to measure you.
Well, before we get too distracted, first word on the wind is you got some things you want done for you?
Oh, you want to do some odds and ends for us, or
Yeah,
both?
perhaps we can work out like an exchange. We do some work. You make some jackets for these two.
Well, what about you?
Well, I'll take one of their jackets and they can take mine. Or you can spruce up mine as well. I'd love to have something made by the hands of somebody who understands what good fun is.
Okay, well, there are a few things that we could do for those, for 3 jackets.
Similar make, by the way. Like, okay.
Well, there is something that's rather interesting if you could do for us. There's one of our competitors is traveling along the road, supposed to be entering the city sometime in the next few hours. I hear he has a prize ledger that he tracks all his sales in. If you could nick that for us so we can get a quick look at it, see who his customers are, and you can bring it, or we'll make sure it lands right back to him.
Yeah, it's a trick that Dalek would be proud of. That's a good business strategy. I'm in. How about you two?
Yes.
Excellent. Well, he's in.
Sue, hold on. Sue doesn't seem to like this. That look on her face looks kind of sour.
I not interested.
We're not actually stealing it. I'll get back to him.
Yeah. Don't you want a fancy new jacket?
All right, if you want to take the moral high road.
Oh, you're no fun.
You just gotta think of it like a prank.
If you do get caught, we often say it's just a prank. And a lot of the times they just get angry and let us go. But if that's not up your alley, that's fine. You
How
can
well
just...
does this actually work, though? Do you just, like, surprise cold call people from somebody else's book?
He kind of looks at you a little bewildered.
Oh, well. If it works, it works.
Yes, that's what we'll do with the book. Cold call people.
Oh, God, now you got me nervous.
What? That is what we would do. That's a great idea.
In Gnome, I'm gonna ask him, so what's the real jib?
Oh, he switches to gnome. You speak the civilized tongue.
Sure.
It's no worries, no worries. We were just gonna have a little fun with it.
Come on, level with me. As a follower of Dalek, I want to know what the jokes are.
You follow Dalek?
Of course.
Where's your holy symbol?
I'm not that kind of follower, unfortunately. I thought you have to be an actual cleric to get one of those.
What's your best prank you've pulled off?
Well, there is making a goblin think he's been friends with us for a little while and using him to undermine his entire civilization.
Jesus, that's not really a prank. It's more of a sadistic trick, I guess. But I like
I
it.
thought it was a prank.
That's
We
that's
found
pretty
out
good.
his city's being run by giants. And now he's living amongst the humankind. Thinking he's been friends with them for years.
Jeez, okay, well that's pretty good. I guess I can trust one prankster to another. The book is really his spell book. He knows very powerful spells. We were just going to steal some of his spells.
That's a really good one. I like it.
Yep. I heard he's
And
got
then, yeah,
some...
you can return it and there's no real negative to him.
Well, we were going to rip them out.
Rip them out.
Yeah, that'll really get his cheese grated.
Yeah, but that's not...
I heard that
There's gotta
is
be-
one of the best tricks you can play on a wizard. They spend all this time collecting these rare spells, and then they can't even remember them if you don't read it again. What a stupid profession.
Yeah, but you know how you could get them better?
How?
Put another spell in there. Put a spell that does something a little bit weird. Rather than tearing out the pages,
Yeah, but they're
Yeah,
not
an extra spell in
stupid. They would know it's not the same spell. We'd have
No,
to be
no, no.
we'd have to get a really tricky person to do that.
you don't think you could do it? I would
No,
think you
I'm not a
could.
wizard.
All the years you've been doing this.
No, you would need to be a wizard to replicate some sort of the same spell but make it look slightly different and then make it do different things. That's complicated.
Maybe we know a guy. Let me check in with a guy. I'll let you know.
Oh, so you're gonna help us steal the book?
Yeah, if we can work out an arrangement to make this an extra good prank.
So all this was in gnomish, as you guys just hear
Yeah,
them
all
chatter.
this was a gnomish. Yeah, and would Ronald have given me like his contact list,
Yeah, sure.
like the people that he's worked with? So then I would go to see Galamaphy. the bard from that one tavern.
Yes, a bard that helps scribe for the party at one point. He's also a gnome. He welcomes you into his house. Oh, hello, friend of Ronald's, a friend of mine. Come in from the rain.
Thank you. I got a weird question for you.
Mm-hmm.
You do a lot of stuff,
Do you explain to the party why you're going to go see this guy, or you're just like going to see this guy?
I'm gonna say, like, I'm gonna explain to Zoo that, like, I have an idea to make this a little more above board and more of a fun prank. If it were more of a fun prank and less of just stealing, would you be down for it?
I don't know if you're frozen. You look like you're frozen. What do you think?
Well, I guess I don't have to do action.
Okay.
Then yeah, I'll start the conversation in Gnomish, or I'll start the conversation in Common, but then move to Gnomish when we're talking about the details.
So I hear you do things for money.
Indeed.
Cells.
If you need any scrying or memory changes, anything to help out the cause.
And in Gnomish, I'll say,
How about literary changes?
Hmm.
Do you think you could make something look like a spell that isn't a spell?
I am more of a charismatic fellow. If you're talking about the ones that use their noggin a little more to do spells, I don't think I can interpret those things.
Darn.
Although... just reading the rules on creating a forgery real quick. If it includes magical forgeries. Type of document. Linguistics check is made secretly, so you do not know how good the forgery is. As with disguise, you don't make the check until someone examines your work. Yeah, he'll kind of nod. He's like, I can make a forgery of it, but if he or she tries to, if it's a magical writing, it won't be an actual spell.
Hey, maybe I have to take this up with somebody else. It's worth a try, though. Thank you.
Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. Always worth asking. Just trying to add a little pizzazz to a little prank. That's all.
Well, anything I can do to help, let me know.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I guess I'll go get let's go get the details from him.
So you go back to Dolph Saki.
Yep.
All right. He should be arriving in about 3 hours on wagon. He's an elf. And he usually travels alone. His book, I'm told, he keeps in a secret compartment in his wagon.
So it needs to be distracted from the wagon, then.
Yeah, you'll probably want to distract him, and we know the word to unlock his little secret area in the cabin to get his book.
Excellent.
It's an Elvish word, so if you speak Elvish, it'll help, but...
I gotta speak Elvish.
You don't have to, you just have to practice the word. But if you speak Elvish, it'll make it easy for you.
Alright.
Do you speak Elvish?
I don't, unfortunately. Such an ugly tongue.
True. Well, it's a very somewhat simple word, he whispers it. Lara Norel.
L'Oreal.
Lara Noel.
Lara of Noel.
Yeah, good enough.
Alright, Lara Noel.
Yeah, just say that a few times, a little more accentuated at certain points if it doesn't work. and it should pop open. I'm told he has a...
What happens if I say it wrong?
Oh, nothing. It just won't open.
Oh, it doesn't like spring out explosives or.
Well, just
like...
don't touch it before it opens. If you touch it, I think there's probably a fire trap on it.
Oh, that's. Wait, will a fire trap blow up everything on the cart?
Well, yeah, I guess so. If you want to blow up his cart.
That could almost be more funny.
True.
I'll have to think this over. All right.
We won't deny that. That would be a good one. But yeah, we'll leave it up to you. Anything else you want to know?
I think that'll do it. I'll have to
Excellent.
figure out a way to distract him.
Well, good luck. Oh, wait, before you leave, let's take your measurements. We'll start working on your
Oh, yeah.
jackets.
Let's do it.
Yeah, they'll take out this magical tape that'll just start doing your measurements if you allow them to.
Yep.
Yeah, if you guys nod your approval, the little tape will zoom around you, take measurements, and then zoom back to him, and he'll start working on your nice jackets. What does the party want to do?
I want to double cross this guy. I want to
You want
get
to
the
tell
book.
any of us this?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you guys know the plan.
So here's the deal. I think we get the book in a legit way, letting the wizard know that he's onto it, and give the wizard an opportunity to throw a little explosive runes in there.
Why?
What prank is better than the prank that pranks the prank?
I thought we were trying to earn money.
Oh yeah. I mean, we'll get our money well, maybe he'll blow up before that.
Also, we shouldn't be blowing people up.
Okay, what if maybe like a symbol of pain, right? I'll just make him ache for a little while. He'll still get the book though. The wizard will know to make copies of his good spells. Then we cut him in a little bit. I don't know, I'm just spitballing things here. Let's go check out this cart. Look, it's been a while since I got to have any real mischief, okay? I haven't been able to bomb anybody and make them think I'm their buddy anymore.
Oh, the hardships.
It's very difficult. Look, it's real hard to make friends where I came from, okay? You gotta take desperate measures. You gotta invade their dreams. Tell them you care about them.
Are you sure it's about where you came from and not just following you?
What are you trying to say?
I thought that was pretty clear. You were saying it was hard to make friends where you came from. I'm saying maybe it's to make friends.
Look, I'm a very likable person, okay?
Likeable people usually have to convince other people of that. That is how that works, right? Okay.
I have convinced a great many people that they like me. That makes me likable.
Okay.
Didn't you see all those people that enjoyed our party? The singing and the drinking and the singing and the drinking?
Yeah.
All those people are my friends. Why are you looking at me like that?
Nothing. Let's move on.
So what's the plan? The cart is said to be here in the next 2 to 3 hours. Are you just staking out the road, or do you want to travel an hour out of town to meet him in the middle of the road, or do you plan on
Probably
intercepting him?
best to put some distance in between.
Sure, he's coming from the north, so you guys can travel out north for an hour and hide yourself amongst some rocks and trees and stuff and wait for the cart to pass by. So you're expecting him within an hour or so. Anything you guys want to do until then?
Yeah, so I'm switching one of my formulae into burrow
Okay.
to get ready. and when I see him some distance out, it lasts 1 minute per level. So I will, I'll get myself ready to kind of sink into the ground, and then when he comes up, I'm going to try to latch myself onto the bottom of the cart. Using...
So the roads are a bit busier these days, so there are lots of people coming with different carts, so it'd be hard to tell from a distance if it's him exactly.
Okay, who it is. Got it.
I mean, an elf traveling alone is pretty rare, still, but I don't know if you want to wait till you can recognizably see an elf, or they didn't really give you a good description, but they let you know it's an elf with a carriage.
Yeah, my thought is I could burrow and then jump onto the bottom of using monkey fish.
Okay.
So just to show, that gives me a climb speed.
Okay.
So then I could hold on to the bottom and try to do it while the cart is moving, although that's pretty fucking dangerous. But if somebody could stop the cart while I'm kind of waiting underneath there, that would make it easier.
Okay. So yeah, you guys are kind of formulating this plan while you're waiting.
Thoughts?
I mean, I don't want you getting trampled by a cart on accident.
Well, you know, then that's what Dalek intended. That's the big prank on me, right? Best prank is pranking the
Seems
pranker.
like a great approach.
I don't know. It seems pretty great to me. You guys got any ideas? I mean, I guess Zoo, you probably don't.
Why?
Zoo seems to be like a goblin reformist or something over here. What'd you get hurt by goblins as a kid? Did they take your lunch money? They took my lunch money. But then, one day I learned how to brew these things. They got their big prank in the end. I got all their lunch money. So,
I mean, we could just try and stealth it.
well, we gotta distract the cart somehow. We gotta get the
I
cart
mean,
to
to
stop.
get it to stop. Well, yeah, since you're the least stealthy, you would have to do that part.
I'm the least stealthy.
I thought you were.
I don't think I am. Whatever.
Are you?
I don't think I am.
How stealthy are you?
How do I measure that?
I don't know. Give me an estimate.
I think I'm the best. It's my measurement.
How would an objective source rank you?
Hold on, I gotta drink this.
False life. 9 temporary hit points.
Okay. I don't know. I don't know how to judge it. I just think I'm really good. Are you saying you want me to distract him, though?
I just feel like you would be a better distractor.
Yeah?
You like calling attention to yourself.
And you're particularly good at picking locks?
Not really.
Do you speak Elvish?
I mean, I'm probably better at picking locks than maybe either of you. I do not speak Elvish.
Are you?
I don't know. I have
Pull
some
out some
experience
lock-picking
in it.
tools.
Okay, fine. You're better at it.
While you're talking about
Just
this,
tell me what you want the plan to be.
a little squirrel with a scroll on its back climbs up Zoo's shoulder. And it just kind of like presents its back to you, Zoo. Yeah, you kind of pull it out. The squirrel turns around and kind of like raises its little arms and head and bobs towards you. You open up the scroll. It's signed from Gabby. He wants to meet with you guys whenever you have a chance. There's no rush to it. He just says to meet him. He's got the next set of orders.
How about
Thumbs up
this?
to the squirrel.
The squirrel
How
kind of
about
like
this?
cranks its head and waits, kind of like raising its arms up a bit. What are you doing, putting the scroll
I
back?
try to hand him the scroll back.
It, like, kind of pushes it out of the way.
I look over to Zoo. What is happening?
Alright. Anyone got nut?
No, how about you give him a coin?
I think he's more likely to have nut than I am.
I try to give him a coin.
What coin?
Uh, uh, a silver.
A silver? Okay, yeah. He'll take it. He'll kind of... He, like, blows some air at you and then scurries off.
That was rude. The hell
What's
was that
on it?
about?
Gabby, is ready to meet with us. Whenever.
We haven't even made any money.
Okay. I'll distract him. I guess, but I'm also the one. I've got all the talents for this.
Oh, a hardship.
It is. It's terribly hard. Look,
Maybe
I just
we
need
should-
somebody to stop the cart for a few minutes.
As you
Maybe
guys
we
are
should get back
chatting,
together.
you will notice a cart on the road. It's one of the few that you've seen pass by, but it's just around the time where you're expecting him to come. But it might not be him, but you can just see that there is two individuals on the like front of it riding the cart. They're human.
I drink my potion either way.
Okay. It just looks like an average made cart. Two middle-aged humans, one male, one female, riding on this cart. They're about maybe 80 feet away, approaching.
You guys distract him somehow, or just stand in the road. Be belligerent. Speaking Goblin.
We can act like we're fighting each other.
You just start acting like you're arguing.
Yeah.
So yeah,
In fact, I'll give you a topic. Zoo is a better archer than you are a swordsperson.
Ooh.
And then, yeah, I burrow down.
They get in within sight a few minutes later.
I'll also have drunk my monkey fish.
Okay. So Zoo and Osrin are just in the middle of the road arguing.
Yep.
Yeah, so they're in this cart with two horses, two, as I said, a male and female human. As they get close enough to you, maybe 20, 30 feet away, he kind of whoa holds, puts the horses to stop, and you guys are arguing, and he kind of calls out, "Goblins, move out of the way!"
I ignore him and keep arguing. Zoo, I don't know where this big ego came from, but you are not a better archer. I mean, you're a better archer than I am, but you're not a better archer than I am a sword.
I spent a whole life honing this. How long have you?
Me too. My
How
years
long
have been
is
more
it?
meaningful. I'm a more efficient practicer.
Impossible.
You've had to spend time with your companion. I've just focused on myself.
Time hunting with, guess what? Bow.
Yeah, no, you've had to learn how to take care of Big, how to communicate with Big. That's a lot of time and energy that you've taken away from your bow.
Oh, so you spend all time with sword, no time even talking to people? Loner?
I mean, you know me, not really.
Must be quite lonely. At least you have your sword for a friend.
This guy kind of gets
Oh,
off
I don't need
cart.
friends.
He has a sword in his side, and he kind of walks up, puffing his chest up. "I demand you goblins move out of this way. I'm taking my wife to town."
You are objective. You can decide who is better with their weapon.
Well,
We shall demonstrate against this tree here.
all right. Well, let's see it. Kind of crosses his arms and looks.
Zoo, you go first. You have to be further back than the cart. And I will still stand in the middle of the road.
And then, Waz, are you using your burrow to burrow under the cart
Yeah,
and then
I'm
pop
burrowing
out?
under
No,
the
she's just paying attention.
Then the stealth check is me trying to get onto the bottom of the cart without being noticed.
Yeah, so during this moment, you've made your way under the cart, you pop on out, and you're underneath the cart.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, he just crosses arms, looks at you guys, waiting for your display of marksmanship.
So you need to shoot off that branch, and then I will slice down this branch, and he can decide who is better.
Oh, only one branch? I can knock 4 down.
Oh!
Knock down 15 if you want.
I'll knock like 4 arrows like my normal.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta do the attack so we can see if they hit.
Yeah, I think a called shot at a very small target is -6.
That was 8.
Yeah, it might be 8, even 10. It depends, I think. Depends how small branches you're talking here.
But, I mean, they are AC 10, so...
Yeah. So how far are you
Not just
from-
about quantity, it's quality.
Challenging called shots represents very small areas like eyes, fingers, or creatures' necks. They receive a -10 penalty, and successful hits cause significant short-term impairment.
Yeah, so that's 20 to hit the branches.
Am I done?
It's still an impressive feat if you can just slice through these thin little branches on the tree. So yeah, make your full lot of attacks, and yeah, if you hit a 20 or plus, you'll
Do I get point blank shot for this, or am I too? Or
yeah, you could be within 30 feet of the tree. Unless Ozrin's telling you to go further than 30 feet away.
No, the cart's not that far.
Yeah.
Alright.
We can apply the -10 afterwards if you don't know how to do it. Okay. We need... Okay, so that's a 13, which will hit. Snaps 1. Snap... Oh, yeah. You'll break 4 branches off.
Wait, 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, because the many shot... Oh, no, because the many shot would not be 2 different branches. It would be the same branch.
Oh.
Okay, well,
Then
yeah.
I would have. If
Said
I would have known
3,
that,
yeah.
I would have said
Said
3.
3, yeah.
So all
I will
3
do a
branches
bow.
will... all at
How
once.
cleanly off are they?
She exceeded the target, so I would say it's pretty precise to where Zoo is aiming. I would say probably
Yeah, but
hitting...
like damage, like there's a lack of precision with them, right? Because even though you hit them, there's still not enough damage to make it a super clean, right? Would that change the way it would look? Because you can break a branch off of something, but it'll kind of do that tearing thing if you don't tear it quite evenly enough or don't cut it quite evenly enough.
Yeah, because none of these were
Yeah, no, we
crits.
on these branches.
Yeah, I'm just reading the effects they have on different body parts to see if there's a similar thing I can pull from here. Yeah, so they're not, because the rules weren't to crit or anything, they're not super clean cuts, but they've definitely decimated the target. Maybe one branch is kind of just hanging off, but it's still broken. Yeah, none of them are super clean cuts, especially with arrows. But still impressive. This human watching just kind of goes wide-eyed and says, "Whoa, amazing!"
Yeah, you think so? Watch this. I'm gonna pick out whatever is the branch I can reach that looks like the thickest and strongest. And I'm going to go into a rage. And full attack.
Like a
Alright.
woodpecker.
Not like a woodpecker.
Let's see. What is the hardness of wood? Hardness 5, and HP is 10 for every inch of thickness. So you can find a very hefty branch of this. Oh yeah, more than enough. So you'd be able to cut through basically 2 inches of pure wood in those 2 swipes. Which isn't that thick. I mean, it's pretty thick for a branch. But yeah, you can kind of slice through 2 inches of wood.
Well, I figured like Osrin would know the average amount that Osrin could break. So like a 2-inch thick branch would be something that Osrin would probably target specifically to sort of break loose.
Yeah, so you can make a clean cut with your rapier, slicing the branch, kind of falls to the floor.
All right, good sir. Who do you think won, and why?
He kind of scratches his head. I thought it was more impressive that she could hit 3 different targets at once. You just kind of cut one thing. I could do
They
that.
weren't clean though.
Yeah,
This could
but
have been a coup de grace.
I mean, he looks
I
down
would
at
have
his sword.
killed this.
Yeah, but she would
You
have
just would
taken
have
off
injured.
people's heads with that shots. I've never seen a more accurate archer before. I think she's the best.
Maybe you need to see us in real combat. I guess this wasn't a good test after all. Okay, that tree, and I'm going to another tree, just because I don't know how much time was.
Yeah, so let's go to Waz during all this. You're under the cart, you hear this chatter.
Yeah, so I rolled a linguistics as well to see if I could.
Say the word.
Yeah.
Sure, you say it beneath the cart.
Is there any sign that it?
You don't hear anything, you don't see anything beneath the cart.
That makes me nervous. I didn't say it well enough. I might try to say it one more time.
Sure. Another linguistics check.
Oh,
This one, you even can hear it yourself. You just
yeah.
say it
I
weirdly.
like choke. Okay, let's try that again. Oh. It's gonna become obvious I'm down here if I keep doing this too much longer.
He's pretty well distracted.
Oh,
but-
I have all the skills. I'm just good at everything.
Yeah, well, I'm rolling less than my average on linguistics here, so. Ugh.
Hardship.
After this one, the woman on the cart kind of shifts a bit and calls her husband. Dear, I think I hear something under the cart. And he kind of
no.
looks over, and he kind of starts walking back toward the cart.
I will walk with him.
Hey.
Oh no, is there something? I can take care of it for you. Show you how good I am with my sword.
Oh, yes, thank you. Let's check
And I
what
walk
it is.
and say that very loudly.
Oh my god!
I hear it too, dear. You're right. Something's under there. And
I'm
he'll...
like stomping my way there.
Can I, like, let go and then fall into the earth?
Yep, you can.
Okay.
You'll look under the cart and see this burrowed hole under the cart and says, must have been a gopher or something like that. We should keep moving. These roads we're close to the city. And my wife, she's probably tired by now.
Tired from sitting in the cart?
We've had a
Maybe
long
your
travel.
wife can judge. Ooh, maybe she's a more accurate judge.
She kind of looks at you both.
Good
of you,
ma'am.
And she grimaces a bit. She says, "No, my husband's right. I'm rather tired. I could do with a nap and sleep. We've been on the road for so long."
Good ma'am, won't you?
Wait. Are you guys seeing an elf?
You just now noticed?
The diplomacy does not work. She kind of scrunches her face and says, No, please, if you wouldn't mind, we must be going." The husband nods and says, "Yes, I would rather entertain with your performance, but you are valiant warriors, and if you wouldn't mind, we would be like getting into town."
Where are you heading?
To Rachel, the capital.
Oh, for business?
No, sort of, not really. Well, you're here to see family.
I live there. Is there anything I can help you with?
Oh, I don't think so. We're just headed to family.
That's nice that you have family to visit.
Oh, I'm sorry. You don't?
Not nearby.
Oh, sorry to hear that.
Well, Zoo, this time around, I'm sorry, what was your name?
You're asking the man?
Yeah.
My name is... Who is this man? Francis.
Francis said you're right, so I guess it's more practice for me. Thank you for indulging us, sir, ma'am.
She nods, and he gets back on the cart and guides his horses back on the track. And
Before he got on, I would slip him a gold for his trouble.
you just kind of hand him a gold.
Yeah, I'd kind of like, I'd go to shake his hand.
Oh, and then you palm him a gold, and he says, "Oh,
Yeah.
What's this for?" I'm sorry,
Good luck for your travel.
I can't accept it. We didn't part any.
You were nice enough to humor us indulge us in our petty arguments, so.
He takes a moment to think and then shrugs and says, "I thank you so much. This is a great blessing you bestowed upon my family. Thank you." You'll pocket it.
Thank you.
Thank you. And you'll whip the horses and...
As I come back out of the ground, if that guy was impressed by 1 gold, that was clearly 1, not an elf. And 2, I like spit some dirt out of my mouth. And that's the reason that the word wasn't working.
Wrong cart.
Dirt does not taste as good as the bugs that are in it.
Zoo's just slow clapping for you guys.
All right, well, time to change up potions again.
Is that
One
a
more I
good
can do
prank?
this with. It wasn't a
Not-
prank. Clearly, I deserved it. Good job, Dalek.
But within 5 minutes or so, there will be another cart on the road. This time you can see there's clearly an orcish gentleman riding the cart. Although the cart is not a usual cart. It seems to be of better make. The wood is of a strange look to it. It looks like it's... It doesn't look like it was It doesn't look like it was handmade. It looks like this cart was like the wood was... Like the tree grew into this shape. Instead of like the wood being put together with nails and stuff. It just looks like all one big piece, and it looks like masterfully crafted.
Oh, I'll still take my chances. If it's wrong, then I guess we're done with this, but I'm going to do the same trick.
Yeah, do you guys employ the same tactic to
and
stop the
fade to
cart?
ground.
What's that? You do the same trick? Yeah, so this orc, he doesn't even stop the cart. It's just like, not barreling towards you, but it's like moving. He says, "Get away, you damn goblins! Out of the way! Or I'll run you over!" Do you move, or do you just stay in the put?
No, I would stay put and kind of go
Oh.
through the same spiel as I had before.
Oh, okay, you're gonna play chicken?
Mm-hmm.
Alright, yeah, he gets within 10 feet of you, and then he reins them to stop. And he slams the reins down and gets down off the cart. "What are you doing? I could have killed you! Get out of the way!"
I look over to Zoo, indicating that it's her turn to lead this time.
I keep telling you. Better.
Yeah, you don't
Not
have to
better.
You don't have to roleplay the whole thing again, but yeah, you're occupying him, and Waz is getting in position. You're below the cart. You stealth, and you can get out and grab beneath it, and you can do your check if you want. Very nice. You say the word, and you hear something unbuckling and opening inside the cart.
Okay, I'm going to try to disable device around it.
Oh, like to get into the cart?
To try to, like, open up whatever container it is carefully.
Well, you're beneath the cart, and the cart is like a closed what do I want to call this? Carriage. It's like almost like a carriage. So there's like a back closed area. So you're beneath it where the axles are, and you say it, and you hear something open up, but you can't like. It's a solid wood floor. What I'm trying to do is
climb to where it is, or get to however it is I need to get to it.
Yeah, so you can kind of climb to the back, and you see there's like a goblin-sized like little door on it.
Do I see any signs of the thing I'm looking for? Is this like a door I would climb into, or I could?
Yeah, you can. You could open it up, but
yeah, I'll slowly open it.
Yeah, you can like peek inside, and inside you see this elf looking startled as he sees this like this box like opening up, and he's like trying to like close it, and he's like surprised of like what's going on.
Shit, all I have is fire damage. But I don't see the book anywhere.
Yeah, you can see he's like fumbling. The book's like it's like springed out or something, and he's like trying to like push it back in and close it.
Okay.
But he's like fumbling. He's like startled, and he's just like he's like frazzled. He's like, "What the heck is going on?" He's like trying to like understand what's happening. And
Can I try to like sleight of hand to slip my hand in and grab the book while he's trying to pull at it?
You could do that, yeah. Posed by perception. Yeah, you'll stick your hand. You'll get a good hand grab on it, and he'll make a reflex save to try or to see if he can even react. And then a CMB does a 15 beat your CMD.
A 15. Yeah, because he's trying to grab my hand. Combat is what it's on. 15 does not beat my CMD.
So yeah, he'll say, "Oh, what in gods?" And he'll like reach out, and you kind of slink your hand back, and
yeah, then I'll let go and fall back into the ground.
Yeah, so you guys are in the midst of arguing, and this orc, the elf, kind of like you hear some spell being chanted inside, and out this small door comes a miniature version of what you just saw. You must have cast Reduce Person or something, and he kind of like waddles on out to the orc. "Who stole my book? Who has it?" And the orc kind of like goes away from the conversation with you guys and turns back and says, "Oh, what are you talking about? We've just been out here. These goblins, they won't get out of the way."
It'd be your time to disappear, guys.
Yeah, I know.
And
when I hear them say the book disappeared, I will try and stealthily leave.
Sure, you both give me some stealth checks. Very nice. And Zoo.
6,000.
6,000. Yeah, while the orc's back is turned, he's a big orc and the elf is small, and he's like looking at the orc and he's talking about some goblins. You guys dart into the woods and get out of the way, and the orc turns around and says, "I was talking, where'd they go?" And the elf is just kind of like, "You idiot! They have my book, find them!" And they begin scouring the woods looking for you. But their perceptions don't have a dream of catching you at this point. Where do you guys head to? Back to the city, or?
That's probably the southern end of the city. Don't want to come in through the same entrance.
Sure.
Or the northern. We'd probably either way, whichever entrance is closer.
You could make your way all the way around. It will take you a long time, but you could do that.
Yeah, that's fine. We can just say we're out hunting, so. Which is not necessarily untrue.
Indeed. It is getting close to that time. Did you want... is it too late to keep going, or do you want to end here?
I am good to wrap up.
All right, yeah. So we'll just say you guys get the book, you head back into the city, and you can think on what you'd like to do with it next time. And we can also meet with Gabby next time. Let me just give you guys some experience for the session by dragging your tokens out here and putting you into a combat, and then ending the combat, and then giving out some XP. Anything you want to declare or note for next session? Have it on the record?
No.
No? Okay. Alrighty. Experience has been doled out.
We leveled again?
No, impossible. I know you're joking, but I just had to double check for some reason. So I'm like, wait, and did I do something wrong?
Wait, what?
What? But yes, we will end there. GG's. And thanks for everyone who's watching, and have a
GG.
good night. Stream